Hey folks, welcome back. It's Snake Venom and Dr. Damage, and we're in the basement of the Cliff Dweller's place that we looked at in our last video. Um, the idea we had for this was Snake had found that there was a dungeon underneath with an end portal, which we're going to go take a look at. So we sort of planned it when we built this thing that the Cliff Dwellers had originally been living down there partially, or had been using it as part of their civilization, but whatever came through the end portal, kind of maybe caused a bunch of mobs to move in or something and then chase them all out, and maybe that's why they don't exist anymore. Anyway, we did pacify it though, so it's safe to go. So, lead on, Snake.
Yeah, so as Dr. Damage was saying, originally we came down and explored kind of some cavern systems and eventually hooked up to, just by pure coincidence, the dungeon. So in order to, well, since the dungeon's made out of blocks, the same as the cliff dwellers, we thought, well, how lucky is this? Now the cliff dwellers kind of look like they started in the cliffs and then ended up underground, or vice versa. So we made it connect so that what we just passed through, all the stairs and everything down to this point, is man-made by us, and from here is actually the dungeon. So because the dungeon winds around a lot, we actually put down some redstone as a path to find the end portal. So we'll kind of follow that and take a few little side detours at points to see some interesting places. So yeah, if you've never seen a dungeon before, this is kind of what it looks like. Lots of block and mossy stone, some iron bars separate off the areas.
Yeah, it looks really cool actually. Although when it's all dark and there's mobs in here, it's a slightly different experience. But
Yeah. On the left here, I just took a little quick left turn. That's at some points you get these little, almost like little altars with chests, and the chests have loot in them. And then as we head back over here, you will get different levels too inside the dungeon, so you get these little staircases that kind of go up and down and around different areas, and a lot of little rooms. In some of the spots on this side, it's a spiral staircase, probably goes down just kind of a dead end. And then they have iron doors with push buttons that you can get through to different areas. Here we got a sign. There's a spider spawner back here, so I guess we just found by pure chance the spider spawner actually in here and lit that up. But there's a number of rooms that were incomplete that bordered into a cave system, and so we finished off some of those too, just so that it looks like it was complete and it wasn't, devastated or something like that. On our way back over here, there's a little down area from here as well. And
yeah, I think that was probably one of those caves actually.
yeah. So join Dr. Damage back here in the courtyard. We're going to follow that red path to the right, but here's another interesting room. Why don't you describe this?
Yeah, this is a library. These are naturally spawning. I mean, if you've been in a dungeon, you've seen these, right? So, but if you haven't been in a dungeon, these are actually really neat. They're naturally spawning. They have all these books. This is all original. All these bookshelves are here. They even have a ladder here that goes up to the second floor with a balcony around it. Again, this is all natural with this lantern in the middle here, or this candelabra, I guess. And it just they usually have a lot of webs in them and stuff like this, so it can be a little bit tricky if you get trapped in there with a mob. You move this thing, but we've cleaned them up. But it's pretty amazing space. I mean, it's just to be naturally spawning too. The game doesn't always spawn all these. The stuff that's naturally spawns in this game isn't always all that cool, but this is a great room.
Yep. Yeah, and we cleared out some of the cobwebs, like you said. And again, they hide some chests filled with some interesting loot.
That's right.
All right, so as we continue our little tour down the red path, we get various rooms on the sides and stuff, but we'll show again some of the interesting ways that the staircases cross and then go down. And you can see just by following the path how one can get lost in this kind of a space.
And this is all natural. I mean, there's only a few little minor rooms here that we kind of walled off or changed, but really, 85% of what you're looking at is totally all natural spawning, so which is pretty kind of crazy.
Yep. And then this is the final staircase down to the end portal. We haven't activated it yet even. Thought we'd save that for when a bunch of people want to try to go and kill the Ender Dragon.
Yeah, and there's a silverfish generator or spawner here.
Yeah.
That was kind of funny.
Oh, and it actually still spawns. I was going to say, I don't think
Oh
that the
crap, that's
lights...
not good.
I don't think
Or
that
enough.
the lights actually stop them
They
from
don't.
spawning.
Oh, like they do with every
Normal
other mob?
mobs, they do, but I don't think for silverfish that it actually
Oh,
does.
okay, that's interesting.
But we felt,
Good to
hey,
know.
let's not bother breaking it. Let's leave it there.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I don't know. We'll just quickly take a little look around, see if we see anything else interesting in here.
Well, there's these little prison cells here, which are probably worth mentioning.
Oh yeah.
These
Yeah,
are
so
natural.
also, yeah, natural little. Yeah, just that's exactly what they are. Just prison cells. Like, it makes you wonder what the people who used to live here used to do. And then, so we put in doors like this just to block off the cave systems where the cave systems came in contact with. Yeah, let me out. More little rooms. Some interconnecting. More stairs. There was an area, I think this might be it, that was completely in a large cavern, and so we replaced the stairs and the walls to kind of block it off, and I think this was it because we left this part here just with iron bars, so you look down
Yeah,
from here.
could be. It's hard to remember. This really was a maze. I got lost in it at one point and just left because I couldn't keep up. And Snake and I got separated, so it was just kind of, I'm not good
Yeah,
with mazes.
it's a very large space. And I don't even remember how to get to, there's one place that still is very open, and we didn't completely close it all off, but I don't even remember how to get there now. Is that the same library? I see another library. Get so lost you can't even see.
No, the redstone would go past it here, so this is a different library.
this
And it
must
has
be
a
a
bigger
second-
door in the side here, interesting.
Second library with jail cells right
Wow,
next to
okay.
it.
Oh no, this is different. Oh, and we didn't clear out all the webs here too. Come take a look at
Yeah,
those, Snake.
yeah. I got a good view down here of
Right.
webs blocking the path. I'm gonna get
Yeah,
stuck.
which can be a bit tricky, obviously, if you...
Yeah, if you're in here with the mobs. And the same kind of upstairs.
Yep. It's really easily the best designed room in the game, really.
Yeah. And just wander around a little bit more. Alright, and over here we actually enter into, so this is one of the areas that's more of a cave system interrupting the actual dungeon. So you can get out here, and you can walk around and see, you know, there would have been a hallway running down here with a door and a gate. There's a little bit of a room here, and here a couple more jail cells. And on the other side you see stone, that's actually the ceilings of corridors and stuff that run through. But there's a little bit of there's a door here that actually enters back into the system. And this is actually a unique room with these stone pillars in the middle and the wooden ceiling. It actually ends up being a wooden floor above, and this room is quite often filled with water, and water runs down into the center. So I don't know whether it was meant to be some kind of trap for monsters, or if the water was...
Trap for players.
Maybe.
Because these are pretty dangerous things when they're fresh.
This way is basically dead ends, but again, some of that common staircase system. And then if you look down here, actually a couple more jail cells that are, these ones actually don't have any buttons. And I believe this whole thing is actually a dead end, so you have to head back out here into this main room. Another dead end. It's another one of those water rooms there. And then we head this way, and actually I've got some signs so that we don't get lost, so we're heading back up to the exit. Yeah, so the end, this is kind of a dungeon, and at the end is an end portal, which you have to activate using ender pearls converted to eyes of ender. But yeah, you find ender pearls from endermen, so I guess the entire concept is when you travel to the end, there's endermen, and the endermen travel between their world and our world by zipping around. And if you look at an enderman, he'll often just teleport away from you. So you have to kind of look at his feet to hit him and attack him. And they do that by using ender pearls. So if you kill an enderman, there's a chance to get a drop of some ender pearls. And then you can use them to
Yeah.
actually throw, and then wherever they land, you teleport to that spot. It's a very commonly used item in PvP games.
Oh, the quick getaway kind of thing.
Yeah, but
Or add some space between you and your component.
that's right. Or get up to the top of a tree or up on top of a mountain or something.
Right.
But if you combine them with, I think, some blaze powder or something that you get from the netherworld, they turn into eyes of ender, and eyes of ender, when you throw them into the air, they hover and fly in the direction of the end portal. So that's how you can kind of more easily find the dungeon. And we just happened to find this one by pure luck. That once we had finished the Cliff Dweller's place and we came down, we managed to run into some hallways, and this was it. So yeah, well, I think that's the end of this video.
I think so. So thanks very much for watching, folks. This is Snake Venom and Dr. Damage.
Signing off.
And stay tuned because we're going to have a whole bunch of videos on our big city that we've made too. So which should be pretty exciting.
Super exciting. See you next time.